For Connecticut, Bill Guthridge says they're much more than a two-man team. The other players don't get much attention, but they're quality role players.
Well, he's impressed with Bosco up front. Of course, Ricky Moore, great defender, but what a lead guard. Khalid El-Amin, he's fun to watch.
Connecticut in blue, Carolina in white. Tar Heels have won 6 in a row. Connecticut 11 straight. And Vince Carter won the tip from Jake Bosco.
The Connecticut Huskies are starting to go, wait a minute. And you'll see a lot of zone, too. They're going to mix it up.
Coda into Jamison, guarded by Bosco. They came late to double. Matt Tarjai crashed the board. Carter, a 3 that wouldn't go. Bosco has the rebound.
Can't give him too many opportunities. Great offensive rebounding team.
Big part of the Tar Heels win over Michigan State Thursday night was rebounding. They had an 18 rebound advantage in that game against the best rebounding team of the Big Ten. Hamilton thought he was fouled as he put up the shot.
And this could be a backcourt. I thought he controlled the dribble. Freeman.
Now it's Hamilton, long with a three-point try, and Carter has the rebound.
And so both clubs concerned about the breakout, the fast break. Connecticut's concerned about the secondary aspect of Carolina's fast break.
As always, when you play Carolina, you have to watch out for the lobs. Shammond Williams, the Tar Heels' leading scorer in the tournament, with a miss. Williams, the quick pick ahead to Freeman.
And Bosco with solid rebounding and the kick out.
Now El-Amin settles, more than a minute played, no score.
Running some stuff, using a little time here. I think that's smart against Carolina. Make them be patient defensively.
Connecticut would like it to be an up-and-down game, but you wonder about their stamina. They've had players who have not been feeling well. They played a very late game Thursday night, and were taxed all the way to the finish by the Washington Huskies. Another three-point try by Hamilton.
And Freeman with the screen. They flare Hamilton. He's great with the puppies, using screens.
2 #1 seeds have been ousted from the tournament prior to the Final Four. Connecticut trying to send a third #1 seed home without the trip to San Antonio. Jai missed the turnaround. El-Amin, an underappreciated rebounder. He pulls up for a 3 that's long. Goes after the rebound again. He actually knocked it away from his teammate Freeman. Coda missed a short one. Shammond Williams. It spins out to Ricky Moore.
What a big-time rebound by Williams.
Williams had 9 rebounds against the Spartans Thursday night, his career high. The Tar Heels have started out 0 for 6, and they're the best field goal shooting team in the nation at better than 52%. For Bill Guthridge, trying to get to the Final Four in his first season as head coach after 30 years as an assistant to Dean Smith. 33-3, that matches the Division I record for wins by a first-year coach. Matches Bill Hodges' mark at Indiana State with the Larry Bird team of the late 70s. A 34th win today would tie the Carolina school record for a single season. El-Amin, that's a 3.
How about the touch, huh? Nice little set play, pop out. He can play off the ball with Moore running the point.
Important for Connecticut to start well in a hostile environment with most of the fans cheering against them. Anamola Okolija, and the follow by Jamison.
And what happened is Bosco helped out, and Jamison alertly got to the 10.
Jamison has had 4 straight double-doubles. He's had 3 in a row in the NCAA tournament. More travel.
Fast pace, both going up and down.
Jim Calhoun has done just about everything he could do in his 12 seasons as head coach at Connecticut, except get to the Final Four and win a national championship.
Bosco doing a real good job on Jamison, trying to deny the post area to him.
Jai stripped, and here comes El-Amin. Underneath to Moore, the shot altered by Carter, and Jamison controlled the miss. 6-2 UConn. 3.5 minutes played, and the foul underneath. Bosco a bit too anxious to establish good position on Jamison, and Jake Bosco, the sophomore from Katy, Texas, committed his first.
Now here's the difficulty, Sean. They had let that go for almost 4 minutes. The post denial, the body rubs, all the suggested positioning down there, and then they call it. It almost becomes a nickel dimer after the first 3.5, 4 minutes. Little trap on the inbounds. Remember the lob. Don't fall asleep if you're UConn.
Coda. Now Jamison will take a three. The rebound by Richard Hamilton. Elamine off to Freeman for the lay-in.
How about that for getting the trail? Field time.
An impressive start for Connecticut. Shammond Williams.
Oh, no. You know what makes him so tough, a tough out? He spots up without the dribble, and he can make threes with that kind of jumper. The pull-up, Jay.
Williams, a 42% three-point shooter, senior from Greenville, South Carolina. Only scholarship offers coming out of high school were to Presbyterian College and North Greenville Junior College in his hometown. So he went to prep school for a year, and during that year, he caught the attention of most of the best programs in the country.
Little zone here. They're very aggressive.
Hamilton might have been deflected by Jai, who was in the face of Hamilton. Uh-oh. Oh, Jamison missed the dunk off the lob from Coda. Hamilton looked very tired that time running back on defense. Elamine, a wild miss. Williams was giving the signal he wanted the lob. Jamison makes certain that the dunk stays down that time.
I think Connecticut's got to pull the plug a little bit. If they don't have a good one, they're settling for the deep jumper, run their offense. Carolina may be the best conditioned six people you'll ever see.
Well, Guthridge says he's not worried about the fact that he's essentially a 6- or 7-man team because the players are in great shape and players love to play 30 or 35 minutes.
Zone very effective. And that's open. He's got to turn his dish or go himself.
Jai the block as Bosco tried to go strong, and Jai denied him.
Running the floor. The big guys run as well as the guards on Carolina. This one, a little yoke on the brow. But not to be denied. Get involved. Get back in the game. The next time, a little magic. Send it in.
It was a personal mission for me to get these computers into the hands of the children.
I couldn't believe that they were going to actually do it. I'm aware that a recent debate has come up about global warming.
They're kids with great machines. They're kids with power.
They use their computers to gain access to information that they cannot gain in any other way.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
As the years go by, some slow down and take it easy. Some don't.
Like a rock,
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
like a rock.
How easy is it to win the Take a Shot at the Final Four giveaway? Let's just say anyone can score.
Who did you expect? Shaquille O'Neal?
Buy a medium or larger drink at Taco Bell, and you have a 1 in 4 chance of winning one of millions of prizes, like a trip to the Final Four or $250,000 in cash. Plus, when you buy an NCAA colored change cup, you can get a Mexican pizza for just 99 cents.
This is one of a kind. This is a very sensitive environment. I'm an environmental biologist, and I work for Mobil. When oil is found in a place like Newfoundland, you have to be careful because the sea, the wildlife, but also this culture is very unique, rich in traditions. It takes a lot of communication between Mobil, our partners, and the community. When the Hibernia platform was towed up, it's a great day here. I'm really proud about the homework that Mobil has done. We work very hard to make sure that we are welcome guests in this country.
On my show Early Edition, I get tomorrow's news today, so I know who's going to win the event you're watching right now. If you don't believe me, you care to make a little wager?
Early Edition returns April 4th.
I'm Andrea Joyce back in Greensboro, where UConn leads North Carolina by 2. There has been a question about the health of this UConn team. 3 of the players have been suffering from some kind of flu the last couple of days. Kevin Freeman actually collapsed after the game on Thursday from dehydration. They had to put him on an IV. Richard Hamilton was sick to his stomach yesterday, trying to drink too many fluids to keep himself hydrated. They all practice today, and they tell us they feel their strength is returning. But when I talked to Coach Jim Calhoun earlier, he said that his biggest concern tonight is something you mentioned earlier, Sean, stamina. Back to you.
Yes, already we've seen signs of Richard Hamilton having difficulty running back on defense.
They fumbled that little dribble in the lane, and they set their 2-2-1, something they're going to be a little more aggressive, according to Jim Calhoun.
Jake Bosco to the bench. Both teams cold to start the game. The atmosphere in the arena is anything but cold. Final 4 feel to this one in Greensboro. Okulaja the lob for Jai.
And you can see how quickly defensively the lapse by Juan. Little bump, wide open.
Suleiman Juan has replaced Bosco, wearing number 34 for Connecticut. The game tied at 8. UConn got out to a 6-0 lead.
Cody doing a nice job on nice use of the curl here.
Hamilton's runner wouldn't go. It's a good thing for Connecticut. He made one from that distance late Thursday night, or they wouldn't be here. Shaman Williams for 3.
And that's the difficulty. Everybody runs back, collapses. He steps in there and nails it. He's got daggers from 3.
He has 5 of the 11 North Carolina points. This is the first lead for the Tar Heels.
Williams taking a shot on Elamina. Here's his circle play. Occasionally they'll clear his side within this.
Hamilton stopped by Carter. Elamine right down the lane. Blocking foul. The ball went through the net for the count.
I like the call. I think it should count, Sean. A little too deep. And they scored a goal. The use of the dribble. This 3-second area, such a vulnerable spot. You can see the setup a little too deep. Favorable call for UConn, but the ability of Moore to run the point lets Elamine and Hamilton use the curls, get the basketball in a position where they can dominate, particularly with the bounce when it comes to the point guard.
Elamine at the line, averaging 23 points in the tournament. Second leading scorer in the tournament, behind Hamilton's 25 per game. The foul on Jai was his first.
They got a lane violation? Suleiman, right? Yeah, Juan. Jim Calhoun a little bit upset. And rightfully so. I think not at the referee, but got to concentrate. Got picked off on the one end and then stepped in the lane on the other, cost him a point.
So it's still a 1-point lead. That was a shocker out west. Arizona, the defending national champions, knocked out in a game Utah controlled virtually from start to finish. Okulaja missed the layup. He was all alone.
Juan really having his problems. He lost a little lingerie. It was liquor and that flew by. Oh, everything but Okulaja.
Rashamel Jones on the floor for Connecticut, number 3.
Like blitz the pick and roll. Now you got to dive to the post.
Elamine fought through the double team. Jones shuffled his feet before feeding Juan. Montenzio Hartnett is also in the lineup for UConn, wearing number 30, and Jake Bosco returns, and Suleiman Juan, who had an eventful couple of moments, is back on the bench.
And you can just see Dave Leighton now screaming out, Jim Calhoun. Jimmy wanted to get over there, and Dave wisely blocked the head coach off.
Jim knows he can be hard on his players, particularly during the games. He says his staff has a great sense of when to shield the players from his wrath. Shaman Williams a miss, and a rebound by Freeman.
And once again, Bosco with a great check out.
Ricky Moore from Augusta, Georgia, fed Hartnett back for Moore. Long with a three-point try. Jones the long rebound. He missed the runner. Moore tipped it to Bosco. There's a foul called before the shot. Foul is on Jai, and that's his second. Timeout. 11:51 remaining in the first half.
Who are you?
I was hired by your roommate.
Well, out of my way, I want a Bud Light.
I don't think so.
This is ridiculous. I live here.
Sorry. You ain't on the list.
List? Is there a problem, Bruno?
Nothing I can't handle. Swell
what I like to hear.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Now am I on your list?
Let's see. Nope.
Greetings. I'm speaking to you from 30 years in the future. No, really, look. I just thought you'd like to know how a few things have worked out.
Can't you see, dog?
Specifically, the Fidelity Roth IRA. Now, somebody back then was really thinking. Tax-free earnings and distributions. Heck, I make withdrawals every month, and I'm not paying a dime in federal taxes.
Dog. Time to feed, dog.
So open a Fidelity Roth IRA today.
You are my sunshine.
Go for it, Ben.
The new Chevy Blazer. A little security in an insecure world.
Dad, can we body surf? Wow, can we? Hey, hold on. Come on, shorty. Everybody else hears something. Oh, Rachel didn't. You're not gonna beat me.
Hey, don't go in the water.
This spring, get ready to get scared. Because on April 10th, she's back. Species 2, rated R. Starts Friday, April 10th.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Last year, Tiger Woods rewrote the history books and became the youngest man ever to wear the green jacket. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Just more than 8 minutes in, North Carolina by 1. Time to dip into the Microsoft data bank for an interesting fact. For the win today, Bill Guthridge would become the third coach in history to take a team back to the Final Four for a second straight season with a different head coach. Cincinnati did it in the early 60s, back-to-back years with different head coaches. UCLA did it in the mid-70s with John Wooden and Gene Bartow. And of course, Kentucky could also do it this season with a win tomorrow. Rick Pitino last year to the Final Four. Tubby Smith perhaps tomorrow.
And boy, do they look good in their basketball game. And right now, I think they got to establish something inside. Maybe give Jake Voskuhl a couple of touches, settling for deep ones. And Carolina's helped them with their defense. They've been patient.
Voskuhl.
He can do. They got to give it to him, though. Doesn't get a whole lot of touches, Sean.
That's his first basket, and Connecticut reclaims the lead. Shammond Williams looking underneath, but Jamison is well defended by Voskuhl, Carter, Koda, and Okulaj with the rest of the 5 for Carolina. A triple team Jamison and forced the turnover. Moore to Antrick Claver. Hamilton ahead to Jones, and Jones got called for his second travel. I think it's actually the third time in the game he's traveled, and he got away with 1.
That one I thought he may have been okay. Pivot foot and then the step. But the ability in here could loosen things up. You see everybody turn around to help on Voskuhl. That's going to get the jump shooters going. On the other end, watch Jamison, Sean, as he posts up. You can see he's really a forward because Jake is bigger and surrounds him. Then they got that double or triple, as you noted. And he's going to have to move his game out just a little bit.
One of Bill Guthridge's concerns, the press of Connecticut. UConn employs some presses that they don't see during the course of the season. They have seen some presses from Maryland and Florida State, among others.
And they looked at Maryland's tape, too, because that zone was effective against Carolina. Nice little pass.
Carter got it to roll in. Beautiful pass by Koda. His 259th assist of this season. That's the single-season Carolina record. Elamine out to Moore. He'll try another 3. And a whistle after the shot. This will be a 3-shot opportunity for Ricky Moore.
The follow-through. How about Koda? Just does a solid job. Not much room, and if he doesn't do it right away, look at it close, Sean. A little heat on the bounce pass, and then elevate and knock it down. And who better to get up there than the inside people of Carolina? That time, Gardner Koda on the money.
Okulaj's foul, his first, the third against the Heels in the first half. Ricky Moore to shoot 3. He's a 74% free throw shooter, the junior from Augusta, Georgia, the son of a PGA Tour caddy. His dad, Bucky, carries the bag for Kelly Gibson, a touring pro.
And you'll be down there checking things out at Augusta as well.
Looking forward to that event, as all golf fans do. One of the great sporting events in all the world.
Absolutely. Right now, the key for Connecticut with the press, you got to make the free throw, get organized, and you also have to recover. Carolina attacks pressure.
Just 1 out of 3 by Moore. The game tied at 13, nearly midway through the first half.
And Moore on Williams. Nice little hedge.
Williams, the follow-away.
He's amazing. Goes up as high as he has to. And Freeman really didn't show big enough that time.
Lamont Williams has 7. Elamine answers for Connecticut.
He's the breakdown artist, the one guy that can beat you with the bounce.
Jim Calhoun thought Williams bounced without dribbling and travel. There was no call. Cota snuck in for a tip-in.
Well, everybody's got to check out. Khalid Elamine forgot. Well, he's really going for it, isn't he? Oh, let him get set, Khalid.
Elamine has 10. And he's guilty of the foul. Cota was about to blow by him, so Khalid extended the arm to slow him down and get called for his first foul.
Sometimes you're just getting your feet set defensively. Jake trying to shape up in the lane, and a little nylon delivery from deep. That's your point guy.
That was from downtown Charlotte. Amazing his poise. Greg Gumbel had a wonderful feature about Khalid earlier today on CBS about all that he's been through in his life, married and divorced already, and the father of a child. But he plays with remarkable maturity, and Coach Calhoun says he has brought this year an exuberance that his team did not have last year when they went to the NIT.
And in the zone here, he's got to cover right there. He do a good job as they get a good look. But how about when they come out on the floor? He leaves them out. I mean, like a captain or a senior. Well, how deep can you get here? Jake with a good post-up.
He was stripped to the ball through a triple team. Williams in transition. Back and forth they go here in the first 11 minutes plus. It's Carolina by 1, and the Tar Heel fans are on their feet.
You feel you're at the Smith Center?
Yes, and Antoine Jameson said that when we chatted with him yesterday. He says it's just like playing in Chapel Hill.
Nice reversal here. The Dean Dome.
Bono charge.
I thought he was moving when he picked it up. Carolina, big people. They're intended for blocking shots, but they also know that's number 2 on Jake Bosco. That's a liability. Now, Juan's coming in. He's going to have to play better basketball than he did earlier. He's got to contribute. They rotate Kleber, Bosco, and Juan.
Well, that was a close call, and perhaps that's an example of the crowd helping officiating.
You can be moving and pick up a charge, but I never thought he got the angle.
Well, Bosco on the bench with 2 fouls. He's done a good job inside, and not that time defensively for UConn without Bosco. Carter the dunk and a chance for 3.
You know what Bill Guthridge did? Jameson is not establishing an offensive game. So they slip Carter, who can beat you out, can beat you with the bounce, can duck in on the, look at this, he knows he's got the strength and the elevation. Hamilton gambles baseline side and send it in, Vince. Oh, Carter is a tough pill to deny. He can elevate with the best of them, and he's got that stare, Sean. It's like you when you get the check.
As I always do when I dine with you. The foul on Juan was his first. This is the largest lead for UNC, 4 points. Freeman, a lot of contact and no whistle. Juan, a tip that wouldn't go. Carter, the rebound.
Danger point right now for UConn.
Carter shut off by Hamilton. He made the foul line jumper and hot dogs his way back up the court.
I'll tell you, that could have gone against him too, but that tells you how strong he is, able to take the hit and knock down the jumper. Jim Calhoun's got to be careful. He's all the way out.
He is really working the officials, Jim Calhoun, and it's going to be a 20-second timeout. I don't blame him. There was certainly a lot of contact at the other end, and there was a lot of contact on this play, and not a whistle either time.
That could have gone the other way, but that just is impressive. He's saying, no, let it go, as he converts.
Near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we'll select a genuine Chevrolet most valuable player of the game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed almost $6.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities.
Well, you got to play through the pain. In this case, the pain inflicted in Jimmy Calhoun's minds by some calls not going his way. And I feel for the committee people down at his end of the bench there. They can't blow the whistle, but he's chatting with them.
Tom Jernstedt of the NCAA office, Terry Holland on the NCAA committee, John Swafford, our host, is the commissioner of the ACC, all sitting right next to the Connecticut bench and hearing it regularly from Jim Calhoun about the officiating. Out of bounds, it will be North Carolina's ball. And Coach Calhoun doesn't understand that one either. Full timeout in Greensboro.
There are thousands of square miles to explore. And that's just on the inside. Chevy Tahoe.
Now there's a tire that can survive even this. The Goodyear Eagle F1 Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear Run Flat technology lets you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety, so you won't get stuck with a flat.
.7:25 left in the first half. It's North Carolina by 6. They got off to an 0-for-6 start from the floor, and now the shooting has really picked up, and Shammond Williams having his typical NCAA tournament game. Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery. Jim Calhoun lately very concerned about the officiating. He might need to get back concerned about the game to help his team get back on track.
I think he's got to relax because that transfers to the players, and they've got to control their emotions. A critical juncture, you know, you're just playing to settle into some sort of a game plan. They are not getting the calls going their way, at least in their mind. It's going to have to be solid. It's going to have to start on the defensive end, maybe get some runouts.
North Carolina on a run at the moment. They have Coda, Okawaja, Carter, Jai, and Jamison.
And the backline guys all down worried about the lob. Look how flat the three people. That's a good cut right there by Jamison.
And another non-call with some contact as Jamison was hit on the shot. Elamine, the pull-up for 3. Freeman, the offensive rebound.
See, I don't know about that one.
Freeman blocked by Jai.
The big guy up big.
Second swat by Jai in this ball game. He's their team leader for the season in block shots. Now it's 52. Then a foul called underneath as Jamison went strong to the baseline.
Good support defensively. The counter at the other end. Jai with a presentation. And Bill Guthridge saying how enjoyable he is off the floor. Well, that'll bring a smile to the coach. Starts a lot of fast breaks with his presence in there.
Foul on Freeman. There's his first of the team's 5th. Now Jamison averaging just under 19 points and more than 13 rebounds per game in the tournament. For the season, averaging 22.5 points and 10.5 rebounds. He could become the first Tar Heel to average 20-plus points and 10-plus boards since Billy Cunningham in 1965.
The Kangaroo Kid could elevate. What's impressive about Jamison, 52% his first year on the free throw line, 62 last year, up around 67 this year. You can see how he's concentrated on that end of the game.
Carolina by 7. Hamilton has had a quiet start. On the court with Elamine, Moore, Juan, and Freeman. Boston still on the bench with 2 fouls.
And showing the problem now, no inside presence.
Moore with the shot clock at 6. Lost the handle. Moore heaves it toward the basket to hit the shot clock. And North Carolina will play it in. And Jim Calhoun's team is really out of sync right now.
While they're looking for Hamilton, on one option it's taken away. All of a sudden they become a dribble offensive team. You've got to have a presence, whether it's bouncing into the 3-second area or dumping it down. They don't have that right now.
0 for their last 5 and down by 7 with under 6 minutes left in the first half. Jamison picked it. Great effort to save it, Dakota. Williams underneath. Jai over one.
And how unselfish. Williams worked his guy, and then the little post pass. Beautiful basketball.
The lead grows to 9. That'll be Connecticut's ball. Mark Reisling started to point in the other direction. And there certainly would have been an eruption from Mount Calhoun had fingers stayed in that direction.
Well, Bill Guthridge and his guys applauded the call. Got to keep the officials on your side just a little bit.
And now Jim Calhoun sends Jake Voskuhl back into the game with 2 fouls, feeling that his team is at a crucial stage right now. He can't afford to keep Voskuhl on the bench.
I'm wondering if they'll go zone with him in there just to hide him a little bit. They do need some points inside. Now they change the wrinkle now. Go from man to the zone, match up on you.
Hamilton, a 3, swished out of the corner.
He's amazing. Nothing but cord on his delivery. Nice short corner pass. They overloaded that side.
Pressure in the backcourt with 5 minutes left in the first half. Richard Hamilton has 6 points now.
Right now with Voskuhl in the game, Sean, they've got everybody flat in the 2-3 zone.
Carolina's had trouble against some zones this year. Jamison leans into Voskuhl and scores.
Well, that's wide open because of the lob three. Everybody backs off, opens up that lane.
7 points for Jamison. Hamilton, another 3.
That'll get you healthy quickly. And Carolina earlier had done a nice job tagging Richard.
Zone again. Hamilton now with 9 points on 3 3-pointers.
Now, Sean, look how flat the baseline people are. That's why that cut to the lane has been open.
Dakota is a reluctant shooter. Williams is not. His 3 was short. Elijah kept it alive for Jamison. His miss put back up and in by Cota.
That's twice now, Cota. Once against man-to-man, that time against the zone because everybody's worried about the big people.
Cota averages 8 per game, has 4 here in the first half. Freeman. Hamilton, and they run to him quickly. Jai. Voskuhl, the dunk.
And all of that stretching because of Hamilton. Jake's got to give him a shake on that one.
Connecticut sold all 1,250 of its tickets, but the Husky fans outnumbered dramatically here at the Greensboro Coliseum, just a 1-hour drive from the North Carolina campus in Chapel Hill. 2 weeks ago, Carolina won the ACC tournament in this building, and they've won 8 games in a row in this building, dating back to the ACC tournament in '96, a loss to Clemson.
Hey, the zone's giving them some problems. Good catch.
Hardnett running the floor. Freeman missed the tip. Freeman fouled on the way back up.
That's his game, though. You noticed he passed up that 15-footer earlier, Sean. He's a banger. He's a guy that likes to provide a lift, get to the rim, and contribute. But Carolina against the zone, they do it all, Sean. They can stretch it with the ability to shoot. You're going to end up seeing great anticipation. They always cover that weak side block. And just gorgeous, and everybody all attentive to the big people, and Cota sneaks in.
Foul on Cota. On the defensive end was his first, so Kevin Freeman will shoot 2. He has 2 points. Now 3 for the sophomore from Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame in beautiful Western Mass.
Joe O'Brien runs the show there. You get your little home pop in there. And Voskuhl out now. Nice job by Calhoun. It's the energy you expend with officials. Sometimes your concentration with your team isn't what you would like. Seems like he's back in it a little bit more now. Went zone with Voskuhl and took him out, put the bigger lineup in.
Timeout. Just under 3 minutes left in what has been a most entertaining first half.
Just one look
Switch from cable to the 175 channels DirecTV offers. Die-hard sports fan, switch from cable to DirecTV to get more games. Saw DirecTV at a family reunion, switched the next day. There are over 3 million others for whom all it took was just one look. So, what are you looking at?
How do you stop a rhino from charging? How?
Travel with Joseph Van Oss Photo Safari to Kenya's land of the Maasai.
How do you stop a rhino from charging?
And you'll see a culture and a wildlife like no other on Earth.
How do you stop a rhino from charging?
But bring your Visa card.
How do you stop a rhino from charging? Give it an American Express card.
Because this Photo Safari doesn't take American Express.
Wait till they hear this in Nairobi.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Introducing the Sicilian Pizza from Pizza Hut. This ain't no ordinary pizza. It's a date with the Bomb Squad. It's oregano, basil, and garlic packed so tightly into the crust it'll make your eyeballs sweat. It ain't no Walter Matilda debutante cotillion. It's an all-out, in-your-face headbangers ball. They're having an all-night party in your mouth, and they ain't serving pate. This is the most intense-tasting pizza we've ever made. The energized, kick-in-the-teeth mother of all pizzas. The new Sicilian Pizza from Pizza Hut for only $8.99. Can you handle it?
Well, I was in the neighborhood first, and Dave came up to see how I did get such a good lawn. I went over and I peeked into his tool shed, and he was using turf builder. Dave's secret is to follow whatever I do. Any spot you look is nice and green and thick.
With last year's drought, our lawn still came right back because we had good root structure.
I would never consider using anything other than Scott's. I have the best lawn in the neighborhood. I think Brad has some nice spots on his lawn, but I think overall I have a better lawn.
Monday on Dave.
You can see I got my hands full here.
Samuel L. Jackson, Linda Ronstadt, and Jennifer Jason Lee.
One busy SOB, ain't I?
Monday on Dave. 3-point lead for North Carolina late in the first half. Tomorrow on CBS, it's the Ultimate Road to the Final Four show starting at 1 Eastern. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Dean Smith will show you all of the March Madness buzzer beaters. And at 2:30, our regional final doubleheaders coverage begins with Rhode Island and Stanford in the Midwest, scheduled for 2:40. And then the game in St. Petersburg between Kentucky and Duke takes you right up to 60 minutes right here on CBS. That Kentucky-Duke game at 5 o'clock from Tropicana Field. Nice post entry. Good defense by Juan. He extended the arms but did not commit a foul, and Jamison shot was Freeman running the floor.
How about Hamilton? You know, Hamilton's hobbled. He's got the flu. He got a bang in that thigh. He's not running real well, but what a delivery. And Freeman with the scoop.
And Connecticut deserves credit. They were down in that 7 to 8 point margin, and it looked like it might be heading for even greater deficit for them. The largest deficit was 9 at 27 to 18, but they've turned the momentum back around. Jamison scores inside.
And that's all because of the flatness. No lob, so it's open. They read things beautifully to Hills.
And I think Jim Calhoun's gamble to put Bosco back into the game when it was slipping away was a big move by him, because that's right when Connecticut turned it back around. Now that he's back close, he's taken Bosco out of the ball game in the final minutes of the half. Juan, an air ball, and a swat by Okalaja as Freeman went up. Time for the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Points in the paint, 22 to 10 in favor of North Carolina. They had a dramatic edge in that statistic against Michigan State Thursday night as well. Check out March Mayhem, cbs.sportsline.com. Hamilton, an air ball from three-point land. Carter, this could be acrobatic.
Hold on. Yes, I got a 10. Send it in. And that gets the house going, too.
Shot clock at 10. Hamilton couldn't quiet the crowd. Rochemel Jones keeps it alive for UConn with 1 minute now remaining in the first half.
They should take as much time as they have to get Hamilton running off bumps. Here he comes again. That's his game.
And he thought he was hit. He gestured to the official that he was hit on the arm as his shot came up short.
unselfish is this team. Look at that cut and the pass. Right on the money. Well, you have seen an array of releases around the 10. That's one of the better ones, Sean McDonough. Electrifying. He's got a serious case of the hops.
Not bad for a guy who used to be the drum major in high school.
Isn't that amazing?
I haven't seen too many drum majors be able to do what he just did. Vince Carter plays the saxophone and trumpet in addition to being the drum major, was the valedictorian of his high school class. Three bright men waiting for you at Pennzoil at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Dean Smith. All the tournament news, the scores, and highlights. Plus, Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski will be joining our group. All coming up on Pennzoil at the half.
Used to see those two in March, aren't you? Krzyzewski and Smith.
Brennan Haywood coming back in for North Carolina.
Very impressive how they've been able, Carolina, to find holes in the zone.
Connecticut can hold for the last shot of the half. The shot clock is off.
Still in the zone, it looks like, in the back. Sean Okulaja alone down there. They're going to tag Hamilton. Let Elamine make the turn and fan out.
Elamine to the elbow. Yes, time for Carolina if the heels hurry, but they were slow getting it inbounds. That long shot from beyond half court would not go for Okulaja. Scintillating first half of action between these two teams, and Vince Carter provided the most memorable moment with the dunk. The end of the first half. North Carolina 36, Connecticut 32. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Dean Smith along with Pennzoil at the half right after this.
What? Jake, I didn't know who to call. We've been hacked.
Hacked? How?
Over the web. They broke into the R&D server.
Who?
We don't know. Oh, gosh, it must be 4 in the morning where you are. You really can't do anything from there. Why don't you just go back to sleep?
Enterprise rent a car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Bob, Joe Gaddy. I want you to know where we are in this deal. Oh, Leo, Joe Gaddy.
Clear across America, the one name people still rely on is Cellular One.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad, you can use the phone now.
Oh, okay. Thanks, honey.
Some of us know it will be all right, even when bad things happen, because we have someone to help see us through it.
Darn thing came out of nowhere. I just missed it.
I know. What do we do? I mean, should we just leave?
They'll be fine. Now, keep your eyes peeled. Where there's one, there's usually more.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
I remember when I was little watching the first satellites go over. But what's about to happen in space seems even more amazing. To put a space station into orbit, astronauts from 13 countries living there up to 10 years, that's a pretty great achievement. I'm John Donor, and I work at Mobil. I developed the grease that will lubricate the International Space Station air system. We might take breathing for granted on Earth, but it's very important for them. I feel very proud for Mobil that we are a part of that.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, a recap of today's tournament action, and we will talk with Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski. All of that after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by BMW, Pizza Hut, DirecTV, and by Visa.
Audible stats, game analysis, and all the latest news, click on March Mayhem at cbs.sportsline.com.
For more March Madness, catch Cosby, CBS Monday. Welcome home.
What's the reason you work out at home and not at the spa? Money. What's the reason you never go on vacation? Money. What's the reason you're still driving that old car? Money, money, money. It's all about money. That's why your Chevy dealers want to give you a break when you need it most. Now, during March, the Chevy Malibu is yours for a low $245 a month and $245 down payment. Or just announce 1.9% APR financing that can save you money. Now's the time to see your Southern Chevy dealer.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 42. Jesse from Quality Control. Jesse travels the country. He spans the globe in search of the best quality parts for your car. Factory visits.
Alle Teile übertreffen die Spezifikationen des Herstellers.
Wunderbar. Product inspections on over 250,000 different parts and accessories.
Thank you.
No problem. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Every day, more people are choosing Lowe's, and here's why.
No one else sells more of what you need to get your lawn and garden in shape.
If your yard's this big, Lowe's has this. This big?
Lowe's has this.
Plus, trimmers, pressure washers, and Lowe's is the only home improvement warehouse to carry joy bills.
All at everyday low prices, guaranteed.
Got questions? Experts like me are in every store. When it comes to home improvement,
Lowe's knows.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Welcome to Pennzoil at the Half, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg and the coach, Dean Smith, at halftime in Greensboro, North Carolina, with a 4-point lead over the Huskies of Connecticut. Thought maybe Coach Smith was going to get a little bit of the Arizona shakes there because North Carolina came out and missed their first 7 shots before they warmed up.
But North Carolina on defense has done a great job on Hamilton and Vince Carter, but Ella Means really killing North Carolina. On the other end of the court, certainly Connecticut's knowing where Jamison is.
Yeah, this is the makings of a good ball game, Clark.
It really is, and I think it's going to come down to this. North Carolina, 28 of their 36 points from Carter, Jamison, and Williams. Ella Mean and Hamilton have combined for 21 of the 32 for UConn. Is there a third spoke in the UConn wheel, or will Hamilton and Ella Mean have enough to carry UConn?
Are you asking me, or is that just rhetorical?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Just rhetorical. All right, very well done. Earlier this afternoon, in the West Regional at Anaheim, Utah shocked Arizona, the top seed, 76-51. Coach Rick Majerus, kind of a huddle all by himself, but he's got the guys around him.
And his team was superb from the start. Hanno Mettler to the cup. Lays it up and then 12-2 run in the second half there. Then Andre Miller, who was fabulous, beats his man along the baseline. 17-point lead for the Utes.
One of his 13 assists right there to go with 18 points and 14 rebounds. The Utah celebration was absolute, and Rick Majerus cuts down his first net as he is headed to his first Final Four. Utah, a winner over Arizona. The score, 76-51. We want to remind you, CBS Sportsline is the best place to follow all the March mayhem. You'll get scores and stats and game previews and in-depth analysis, exclusive columns, interviews, and lots more. Get in on the action at cbs.sportsline.com. Well, last night, Duke defeated Syracuse to advance to their first Elite Eight since 1994 and a meeting with Kentucky. A short while ago, Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski joined us from St. Petersburg. We asked him if the Wildcats' consistency down the stretch concerns Duke.
Absolutely, and the latter part of the season also. And when you talk about consistency, I'd like to add one word: consistent excellence. They're on top of their game. I'm amazed with how well and how hard they play defensively, and they seem ravenous on the boards. I mean, Clark Kellogg might say, I hope I'm not robbing him of this, but they eat glass very well.
So how do you slow them down, Coach?
Well, we like to get out in transition also. We just can't allow them to have transition off of a quick, bad shot or off of turnovers. And lately, we've kind of turned it over a little bit more than we have in the regular season, and that concerns me because Kentucky will turn it into points real quick. And then for us, we have to make sure that we're ready to attack a variety of defenses because Kentucky will throw up not only hard man-to-man, but a couple different zones.
Coach, we talked about how young your team is here in the studio and wondered how they would handle pressure situations. Well, last night they scored 45 of your 80 points total. But as this tournament moves along, does that become a concern for you as a coach, how youth will handle the increasing pressure?
Absolutely. It's always been a concern for me throughout the whole season. And I mean, I have confidence in all the kids, but again, they're 18 and 19, you know, and they have different swings of confidence levels, much greater than McLeod or Langdon or Wojciechowski. And against Syracuse, Avery was like he was against Arizona in the Maui Classic, where he brought our whole team up to another level. I thought Avery was the most important of all of our players, not just the freshmen against Syracuse.
Coach, the buzzer beaters have been on everyone's mind in this tournament. Have you taken a look at this tournament and seen it as quite a bit different from those in recent years? It's
been unbelievable, and I think that's helped our kids. I mean, they watch when you guys put, you know, the wrap-ups or in between games, and it creates excitement. I'm not sure you guys realize how much excitement it creates for the teams.
It's a lot better on a coach to be watching it than to be part of it, right?
I watched it last year, and I'd rather be a part of it.
Coach, good luck to you. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. Coach K and his Blue Devils will tip against Kentucky at 5 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching Pennzoil at the Half. Coming up, the second half of the East Regional Final. We hope you enjoy the game, everyone, here on CBS.
Pennzoil at the Half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
You got it. You want to go?
The all-new 1999 Mazda Miata.
You got it.
It's waiting.
Achieving your goals. It's all about making choices, and some of them are tough to make. Do you want to be a leader or a follower? Do you want to make it happen or hope it happens? Do you want this or this? I'll make it easier for you. You choose this, and there's no way you're going to be on my team, because winners don't smoke.
This message brought to you by Coaches vs. Cancer and the NCAA.
When I'm in a game and a player's talking trash, I know he's trying to throw me off my game. If I don't stay focused, he wins. It's the same on the street, but the risk is greater. When someone gets you heated, just chill and think before you react. You've got a choice. You don't have to fight. Talk it out or walk away. Walk away. So, avoid the drama. Squash it. Squash it.
This message provided by the NCAA. Today's college student athletes face unparalleled pressures. The NCAA and its members provide the tools to help student athletes meet the challenges of life beyond the playing field through the Champs Life Skills Program. This program seeks to assure student athletes of success academically, athletically, and emotionally. The Champs Life Skills Program, preparing the whole person.
This message provided by the NCAA.
This May, CBS presents 28 nights of special events, including The Last Dawn 2, from the author of Love Story, Only Love, Jamie Lee Curtis in the world premiere movie Nicholas's Gift, plus a touching tribute from the one who knew him best. Cher remembers Sonny, the first Touched by an Angel movie, the wedding of the year on The Nanny, and the primetime special CBS The First 50 Years. Don't miss a minute of May on CBS.
North Carolina by 4 at halftime. CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
What goes downstairs alone or in pairs and even goes off-road. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's amigo. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. Amigo. amigo, amigo. It's fun for a girl and a boy. Amigo, amigo, the sign of love and joy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Amigo, new from Isuzu, battery included.
Samuel L. Jackson and Jennifer Jason Leigh, Monday on CBS.
If you believe it's not just where you're going in life, it's how you get there. Get to the National Chrysler and Plymouth event. Get $1,500 cash back on the sporty Plymouth Neon. With cab-forward design, a 132-horsepower engine, race-inspired handling, and the largest coupe interior in its class. Or get 1.9% financing for up to 60 months with 2081 in finance charge savings. Get to the National Chrysler and Plymouth event. Only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car.
92 a quart?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Looking for the total outdoor experience? Then look no further than the $219 a month Jeep Wrangler. For $219 a month, you get shipped on the fly four-wheel drive, upgraded wheels and tires, and an easy fold-down top. Add air conditioning, and you've got a Wrangler package that's totally cool. The $219 a month Jeep Wrangler. Where you'll find it is at your Jeep dealer. Where you take it, now that's totally up to you. Check out this $219 a month lease at your dealer.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Isuzu, Best Western, Nike, and by Michelin.
Is the score at halftime. North Carolina leads by 4 a moment ago. Andrea Joyce spoke with Jim Calhoun.
Coach, you were pretty frustrated for a good part of the first half. How are the kids holding up physically, and what do you need to do to get Hamilton back on track?
I'm frustrated. I think we're going whole hard. We just got to maybe withstand those bumps a little bit better going to the basket.
All right, good luck in the second half.
And not so veiled reference to the officiating, with which he was obviously upset in the first half.
I think the bigger concern should be getting good shots. This Carolina defense has been terrific, and it's holding up to 35%. 38 of the last 13 teams have scored 36 or less. I mean, that's extraordinary defense by Carolina. So getting good shots, and I think he's got to relax, find the comfort zone, get into his team a little bit, and that should relax them.
It'll be Connecticut's ball to begin the second half. Andrea Joyce mentioned Hamilton struggles. He was 3 for 11 shooting in the first half. All of his field goals were three-pointers. And he looked tired hoisting some of those shots. Not a lot of legs underneath the shots. Some of them well short. One was an air ball. Freeman. Some more. Elamine, Bosco, and Hamilton begin the second half. Pretty shot by Freeman. And he was fouled by Jai. Now, there was less contact there than there was on several occasions in the first half, so we'll see if the officiating changes in the second half.
And what I liked is they ran a play. Jimmy had something designed, an X-play, a back screen, a duck to the box by Freeman, and Elamine with a terrific pass.
Kevin Freeman shoots two. He had 6 points in the first half. He and Vince Carter are very good friends. Back in the summer of 1995, they played together on an AAU team in Paterson, New Jersey, a team that won the AAU National Championship. You might expect that they did, given that Kobe Bryant and Tim Thomas were also on that.
They should go all the way. I said, did Coach ever bring you up to the real world? He said, I've been up in Jersey and all those places. AAU basketball, some pretty good ones.
2-point game, 30 seconds into the second half. Coda to Jai, Jamison, Williams, and Carter beginning the second half for the Tar Heels.
Nice job sliding to the short corner.
Jamison, the hook.
Tell you, he'll give you the hook quick. And he's like Sparky Anderson out of the game. He jumps, elevates, and releases.
Tom Izzo, the Michigan State coach, had a great observation about Jamison the other night when he said he has never seen a player get rid of his shot so quickly.
He also understands the geography of the 3-second area. Where to go, what protocol to take.
Shot clock running down to 5. Hamilton trying to use a high screen, had to force up a shot. A free ball down to Elamine. Voskuhl and Freeman kept it alive. Voskuhl the tip, and here comes Coda the other way. Williams into the traffic. Out of bounds, last touch by Voskuhl.
Shamon Williams guards, and he plays out of the ability to find yourself a spot to locate. No passport necessary, just get it in there. And as you noted, the quickness, you can't get the legs down and elevate fast enough to block that shot.
Carolina by 4 in the opening moments of the second half. The winner goes to the Final Four to join Utah. The winner early today over Arizona. Carter shot well short. Jamison dropped it in.
They're so quick reacting to pick up the pieces.
306 field goals this season for Jamison, a Carolina single-season record. He just passed Lenny Rosenbluth.
I think they got to get it into the low play. There goes zone again. Now, Jake on the foul line. He should stretch it. You might get a baseline look. Here he's high. They can reverse to Hamilton.
He backed off Voskuhl to give him the 13-footer. He wouldn't take it. Hamilton missed a deeper one. Out of bounds. It'll be Carolina ball.
Can't beat the look, though. Being in position gets the record, Sean.
Lenny Rosenbluth had the record of 305 field goals back in 1956-57. If Jamison comes back next year for his senior year, that's a travel. Guy could not walk the baseline unless it was after a score. But if he stays next year, Antoine Jamison, he'll be Carolina's all-time leading scorer, all-time rebounder, and all likelihood to be the first player ever to be first-team All-ACC 4 years in a row. There's a lot he could accomplish that would be meaningful to him, and he seems to be leaning more and more toward coming back.
And Lenny Rosenbluth was on an NCAA championship team there with Quigg and Cunningham and Kearns and Brennan. 57 with Frank McGuire. I'm sure if he comes back, another double dribble. A lot of mistakes right now. Richard definitely off his game.
Yes. 2.5 minutes played in the second half. In Connecticut, is without a field goal. Carolina 2 out of 4. Open up a 6-point lead. Ed Coda overcome a lot of adversity in his life. Back in 1991, his parents involved in a very serious car accident in Panama. They had remained in Panama for an extended period of time, more than a year. Elijah buries a 3.
He makes big shots, doesn't he? And the percentage doesn't jump out at you. He's got that ability, 25% from 3 to nail them when they need him. Big trip for Connecticut. They got to take their time. The zone's giving them some problems.
This matches the largest lead for Carolina. A chance for DeGrow. Elamine was stripped. Coda missed the layup. Elijah.
They actually out-hustled there. Overran the play. I'm not sure if that's not Ricky Moore that was hurt. No.
Richard Hamilton.
Richard Hamilton. Oh, he had a tough game. We mentioned the leg. And that time, hustling back, but Carolina comes in waves. Now this is the outlet pass, and at the end, you can just see he lost his balance as he came through there. With Elijah in position to finish it off. I'm just going to see as he jumps up in the air how awkward his own man actually, and this is just a terrific, you can just see how awkwardly he fell.
Hamilton bothered all week by flu-like symptoms. Did not practice with the team on Wednesday. Some light shooting, and that was all. He's a sophomore from Coatesville, Pennsylvania. A big Big East Player of the Year and the leading scorer in this year's NCAA tournament, who has been a little bit off his game today.
Joe Sharp's been a busy man taking care of him. Talked to Joe in the lobby the other day about the flu problems, the dehydration, and you could see in his face that not feeling good, and then that knee in the thigh threw him off a little bit as well. I think part of the elevation difficulties on his jump shot.
Hamilton still struggling to get up.
A nice show of support here, both by the fans and the team of Carolina. Bill Guthridge, we all talk about class. He epitomizes it, making sure he's a sportsman. That's what he is.
Well, it's a classy institution, the University of North Carolina. Their fans have always conducted themselves in that manner, and a reflection of the coaching staff over the years, Dean Smith and now Bill Guthridge. And very important player for UConn. He and Elamine have been the two principals on their run to the Elite Eight. Now it's a 9-0 run for North Carolina to open up its largest lead, 11 points with 16.5 minutes remaining.
They got to get something in the lane.
Hardnett got in the lane and got the bounce off the front rim.
Now they're really doing a nice job on Voskuhl. You can use the dribble. There's a lot of room because they're concentrating on the big guys. Nice play by McClutcher. He does get some excitement in the game when he steps on the floor.
He's a good defensive player, nowhere near, obviously, the offensive player that Hamilton is. Hardnett averages 5.5 points per game and an average of 16 minutes per game.
Well, UConn's done a nice job handling the lob. But look at this presentation by Jamison. They don't take the lob.
Coda.
Coda arms, huh? A little floater. Nice blow by in the lane.
Went to the adversity in his life after his parents wound up being hospitalized in Panama for more than a year. Coda was back here in the States living in New York City, and for a while he was out of school for about 2 months. He was in danger of drifting into serious trouble. His high school coach got him back into school, got his life back on track as a sophomore in high school. Montenzio Hardnett fouled by John.
And not a bad job getting to the rim, too. He can't believe it. That's the personality you like in your player, though. He may not agree with it, but McQuencio has gotten into the game and been solid. In the lane, there's a strong attack with authority. And Jai may have a right to that dry smile.
3 fouls now on Jai, and bear in mind, for the most part, Carolina is a 6-man team. Haywood sees some minutes as the 7th. Hardnett's free throw rattles out. Let's check in with Andrea Joyce.
All right, Sean. Richard Hamilton is on the bench in a lot of pain. Trainer Joe Sharp is checking his left hip. That is where he landed. Now, late in the first half, Hamilton was kneed in the left thigh, and that was part of his problem, why he was sluggish in the second half as well. So both of those combined are giving him a lot of pain right now. Back to you guys.
And Connecticut fans pained by that trip to the free throw line. 2 misses and still an 11-point margin. Williams went by Hardnett, dumped it underneath for Jai, and he dropped it for Voskuhl. Hardnett blocked and another foul called.
It's Q time, huh? And Q is not for questioning his own ability. Oh.
Utah, a major surprise. Congratulations to UC Davis, winner of the Division II championship in Louisville. Big upset on the women's side. NC State outs the #1 seed Old Dominion. This could be a great day in the history of Connecticut basketball if the men can match the victories of the Connecticut women. You know, Oriema's team plagued by injuries this year, but still prospering. Alabama, a controversial winner earlier in the women's side, ousted today. Notre Dame, another victory over a team with a higher seed. Earlier, they ousted Texas Tech. Richard Hamilton still in obvious pain on the Connecticut bench. The Huskies down 9.
Você deve ser touro. Você deve ser trem. Você deve ser demônio solto. Mas você está protegido somente pela pele que te foi dada quando você era bebê.
Nike Fit Performance Apparel, the evolution of skin.
For 100 years, Biff, the Michelin Man, has symbolized the Michelin spirit, a never-ending quest to invent the best tires in the world. Tires to help you get where you're going in comfort and confidence with peace of mind. Michelin, celebrating 100 years of innovation because so much is riding on your tires.
What goes downstairs alone or in pairs and even goes off-road. A thing, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's amigo. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. Amigo, amigo, it's fun for a girl and a boy. Amigo, amigo, for sun and love and joy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Amigo, new from Isuzu, battery included.
Best Western on Lake Tahoe features a dock with boat rentals. Best Western, across the street from Ordinary.
Terrorists hijack a Navy ship. Cuban liberators bent on assassination.
Gonna kill hundreds to take out one man?
All new. Shag, CBS Tuesday.
9-point lead for North Carolina. 14:53 remaining. Tomorrow on CBS, it's the Ultimate Road to the Final Four show starting at 1 Eastern. Greg Clark and Dean will show you all the March Madness buzzer beaters. Then at 2:30, the doubleheader begins at Rhode Island and Stanford. 2:40 the tip time. And at 5, it's Kentucky and Duke, taking you right up to 60 minutes on CBS.
And Sean, they've diffused the press. They attack it on occasion. Look at this. There's that pretty basketball. They've got so many handlers. The guards can take a trip off. Let Carter handle. Elijah handle. How about the strong completion by Ademola?
During the timeout, Hamilton was walking along the Connecticut bench. Bosco fouled and a chance for a three-point play.
They finally got the big guy a little touch in the lane where he can do some damage. The ability to get yourself free, so important in the zone. The timing to get there and the pass has to acknowledge. And this is just great basketball. We're going to see a little go to the goal, turn, attack that zone. That takes a little confidence or a little wind out of them.
As Voskuhl goes to the line, Richard Hamilton returns to the game after the hard fall on his left hip a moment ago. He also played with a thigh injury suffered in the first half. And the after effects of the flu. Voskuhl short with the free throw. But Connecticut came up with the free ball. And no complaints from Jim Calhoun in this half about the officiating. Connecticut has not been called for a foul yet. Carolina has been called for 4. And now Elijah has 3 personal fouls.
Now they can use shakeouts. Man-to-man, he's got to dive to the box. Q really taking over the game. Great coverage. Williams up.
Alameen, the shot clock at 7, and he line drives one home from just beyond the free throw line.
So that press offense was so good, they just back up and play him half court.
Zone for Connecticut in the half court.
Jamison very active. They've taken away all lob opportunities. They've read and opted for flashes in the 3-second lane.
Shot clock under 10.
Watch off the ball. Everybody's got a box down there.
A lot of pushing and shoving underneath. Jamison went spinning away from Voskuhl and Freeman. And the foul is on Voskuhl, his 3rd.
Well, you want to play with the big guys, Sean. You can't cry to mommy. Get yourself a good dentist. No question about that one.
The Voskuhl takes a seat. The first foul called on Connecticut in the second half. 6 minutes and 42 seconds in. Williams missed the corner 3. Jamison snatched the rebound, then was stripped. Hard net. Hard to the basket. It wouldn't go through the net, and Hamilton couldn't control the rebound.
Q can't do much more. Monquencio Harnett provided a nice lift. Didn't convert that trip, and Hamilton's still off his game. Should have been able to convert.
Hardnett, the only scholarship senior on this UConn team. They're the youngest team in the Big East, with a starting lineup of a freshman, 3 sophomores, and a junior. Williams in the lane.
How about that pump fake, huh? And then the ability to turn it up a notch and get into the thick.
12.5 minutes remaining. North Carolina leading by 9. Hamilton stepped into a 3.
So much for the hit. Pointer.
12 points for Hamilton on 4 3-pointers.
This Carolina team is so smart. Shaman drove before to get the post pass on Carter. Not a good kick out here. But he drove on the same side as Carter and therefore had an option. The defense had to be honest.
Backcourt violation as Jai's pass was too high. Bill Guthridge brings Jai to the bench. Cota back in. Pizza Hut Scholar Athletes of the Game. Kevin Freeman of Connecticut, a political science major with a 2.7 grade point average. And Ed Cota of North Carolina, sophomore guard with a 2.7 GPA.
Remember talking to Bill Guthridge about, as he heard from some of the old buddies, he said some of his K-Staters, some of the guys from Parsons, Kansas, enjoying his little run.
Guthridge, a quiet man with a great sense of humor, and noted practical joker. Says the only major difference with being the head coach that he hasn't enjoyed is the recognition. Now he can't go out and be anonymous in public as he used to.
We have that problem, huh? Anonymity. Look at this play.
Juan rebounds the Hamilton miss, and he banks it in from right in front of the basket.
Good penetration will get you there. I'm not so sure about his sense of humor either. Well, they're coming back. Nice, solid performance.
Carolina over 50% again, but leading by just 4.
Nice screens inside.
Cota missed the 3. Out of bounds. Last touch by North Carolina. It will be Connecticut's ball. After this timeout, the Huskies back within 4.
We dream them, we draw them. We drive them in circles. We are car people. We are bodybuilders, lifeguards, track stars, and matchmakers, all working to reach the same goal. Our passion is building automobiles. Our challenge is making cars and trucks people count on. We are the men and women of General Motors. We are car people. General Motors. People in motion.
Oh, it's really coming down out there. Cats and dogs. It hasn't rained this hard since last time I had to paint the garage. Man can't work in the rain. Pity us.
Is that what you're going to do all day?
Honey, I can't hear you. The rain's too loud.
The weatherman said it was supposed to be nice today.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
NCAA tournament. Apologies to the Notre Dame fans whose excitement level might have been raised by the incorrect score. Roy Williams still very somber as you talk to him after his team's early exit, but here cheering for his son's team and for the team for which he was once an assistant coach under Dean Smith.
Talking about class and style, Dean had some great people around him, didn't he? He was first to admit their contributions.
Connecticut once down by double digits, now within 4, running out of time. They're out of time as Carter took it away.
Nice job. Had the hands up, harassing the pass to the post.
10.5 minutes remaining.
The zone has been a problem, simply taking away the lob. They're active and then they pop. And Connecticut giving up a little outside shot here and there, but taking away the inside game. See how Moore stays in the lane? There's giving Cota that open jumper. That guy makes big shots. Roy remembers where he went to school.
8 points for Adamola Okulija, the junior from Berlin, Germany. It was recommended to the Tar Heels by Henrik Rode, who played for the Heels on their '93 National Championship team. He played without a mole on a club team in Berlin. Hamilton tried to feed it to the baseline to Moore, and it was knocked out of bounds by Koda. Let's check out the tournament summary. Congratulations to Utah over that Elite Eight hurl. They got away from Kentucky in their bracket this year and made it to the Final Four. Rhode Island to the regional final for the first time in school history. Stanford back to a regional final for the first time since 1942 when they won it all. And everybody talked about the 4 #1 seeds were a cut above the rest of the teams in the nation. They were 4 clear-cut #1s. Many assumed they'd be the 4 to go to the Final Four. Now, only 2 are alive. North Carolina's in a real battle here, and Duke will have its hands full with a Kentucky team playing great basketball. Hamilton missed the 3.
Got a good look. The loud roar you heard from San Antonio were the restaurant owners, knowing that Rick Majerus is coming to town. Yeah, the little conflict there as Vasco got involved, but Hamilton with a good look. Normally, that's a knockdown for him.
Well, lately it's been Connecticut makes a little run, and then North Carolina pushes them back.
Great presence, don't they? Doesn't rush. This is a deep jumper.
Williams' 3 wouldn't go. Jamison won the battle for the rebound. Elamine tried to sneak up from behind Carter. Good hands by Elamine. He can't believe it as he was called for a reach-in foul on Koda.
A little upset. I thought he got it clean, Sean. But that's what guards have to do. Somebody penetrates, don't stay outside. Get down and dig and scratch.
2 fouls on Khalid Elamine, and just 2 called on Connecticut in the half. And Calhoun didn't think that was the foul. Carter, a 3.
He caught that flat-footed and was just able to push a little bit. You mentioned it. Connecticut makes a run. The Heels get their spurs up.
22nd timeout, Connecticut.
Playing within yourself. Nothing forced. Pass to the open guy. That's why they average 50% field goal. He doesn't need much. Got great strength. Just a little push of the balls of the feet. We've seen him dunk, handle against the press, give it up, and shoot a long range. He's got the package, Sean.
When he lives somewhat in the shadow of Antoine Jamison, he says that that really doesn't bother him. He's just happy that his game is at such a level that he gives Carolina another threat.
Well, as a drum major, he's always been a step ahead. Straight up man-to-man. Little flare, and Jake takes him out.
Hamilton, another 3.
That's their game. Get him loose against man-to-man. It's tough on the baseline of the zone. He's going to have to get a better angle for his jumper against the zone.
Connecticut has mounted comebacks in this tournament, most notably in the second round game against Indiana when the Huskies trailed by 5 at the half.
UConn goes man-to-man as well. It's getting a little bit late, a little too deep, and Hamilton caught, disarmed by Carter. But if Connecticut's going to step their game up, Sean, it's going to be the inability to free Hamilton. A little flare as he gets himself to the wing, and you can just see the takeaway by Jake Bosco, and the shake in the lane to present himself for a pass.
Hamilton was his first, the 3rd against UConn here in the second half. Okulaichi, Dakota, Williams, Carter, and Guy for North Carolina. Jamison is getting a rest.
How about that ball popping around?
Dakota had it taken away. Hamilton along the end line. 8 turnovers by North Carolina.
And Dakota trying to keep Elamine away from the basketball.
Elamine, a 3.
And that's why he relaxed just a little bit, presented a passing lane by his movement, Elamine.
These 2 great teams exchanging punches throughout in this one. Every time someone lands a blow, a staggering blow comes back in the other direction.
Jake doesn't want to get a foul. on Jai. Just play. Jameson's going to be coming in. Look at this deep one.
A little too deep, but right there is Okulaja having a big game for North Carolina with 10 points.
Solid. No check out. Little slide to the tip.
Okulaja was a key force in their overtime victory in the second round against North Carolina Charlotte. He had 10 points in the win. Averages just under 8 per game.
Coda really hugging his guy.
Hard net, contact, a blocking foul called on Jai. And that is 4 personals on Jai, who is grasping at his knee.
LaQuencio Hartnett has played as well as I've seen. Let's hope he's okay, Sean. Rolling over and about to get up. That's a great sign. But they have a terrific presence on the inside, or the interior defense. They try and step in. They don't block the shot. You can see he probably got banged knee to knee.
Yes.
But Hartnett, a presence ever since he's been in the game. And you could hear that or feel it. Sean McDonough?
If you ever had that happen to you, you can understand that that is not fun.
Bill Saney went over to the homeland.
Over to Senegal, where Jai lives. His father's a Senegalese diplomat in Paris. His mother competed in the '76 Olympics.
Then he went to see the sister play basketball league, and that's a coach that recruits, huh? Checks in with the whole family as he checks in with his center.
He just wanted to meet the family, Coach Gethard, so he went to Senegal, spent a day or two with the Jai family. So they had tea for a couple of hours in the middle of the afternoon, and then went to the basketball game, as Bill mentioned. It's a 4-point game with just under 7 minutes remaining.
It's time to discover cars and trucks you may not have thought about before. The 1998 Oldsmobiles at Discover Days. Consider the Silhouette with features like a power-sliding passenger door. It's the minivan that meets everyone's needs. Or the Bravada. Its exclusive SmartTrack system automatically adjusts to changing road conditions. Right now, they're both available for a limited time with 1.9 financing. Discover Days with incredible 1.9 financing on all Oldsmobiles. At your local Oldsmobile dealer now.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil. Specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Greg Lambert isn't too worried about how to invest for Zach's college education. That's because he works with a broker from Dean Witter. Together, they developed a long-term investment plan to help take Zach wherever he wants to go.
Clients feel most comfortable with our ability to see things from their perspective.
Now, when Craig looks into his son's eyes, he can see the future and smile. Dean Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
I'll be right back.
Hate it when that happens. This May on CBS, experience the saga that begins where The Last Dawn left off in the most anticipated television event of 1998. Mario Puzo's The Last Dawn 2, CBS, May 3rd.
Sean, the press again, and remember Carolina's efficiency in attacking it. Maybe should be a little more passive if you're UConn. Look at the handle, huh? Pretty.
Vince Carter at 6'7", 215. He brought it across midcourt with Rashmel Jones ball hogging all the way. It's Coda, Williams, Carter, Jamison, and Okulaja.
I think they should post up Carter with Jones on him. Well, that's not a bad choice either.
Jamison well defended by Voskuil, who held his ground, and now Connecticut an inch closer. Biggest deficit for the Huskies was 11 at 47-36 with 15:45 remaining. Hardnett to Jones with Bosco, Freeman, and Elamine. Hamilton is on the bench. Hardnett. The three rattles out to Okulaja. 10 points and 7 rebounds for Adamola Okulaja.
Look at Carter. He's got his guy. Cody didn't see it.
Okulaja had another three. Bodies fly. Jamison and Bosco each hit the deck. It was Bosco who was barking at the officials as they went the other way. Elamine score it. And a chance for a three-point play.
You know how smart he is? He knew the big guy was down on the floor. He was 4-on-4. Bosco and Jamison in the backcourt. Oh, for UConn. You go away to college, you like to get a kiss from mom. Well, this one of the prettier ones for UConn. A little kiss, knockdown with touch and a chance for three.
And he will get a kiss from mom after the game. His parents are in attendance from Minneapolis. Arlene and Charles Elamine. Dad's into it, isn't he?
Oh, he sure is. Some great stories emanating out of Minneapolis about the character of this young guy. Oh, was that a smart play, Sean? He can count. He knew there were only 8 down there.
Three-point play makes it a one-point game. Okulaja had to hand it off to Williams. And now Elamine bumping Williams, and it's the third foul on Khalid Elamine. 14 fouls. Carolina's been called for 16 fouls in this half. And one more, and it's the bonus. Jai back in. Okulaja goes to the bench. What an effort he has given Bill Guthridge today.
And they really get to the foul line. They made 150 more free throws than the opponent takes, Carolina. So to keep them off the free throw line, it's essential if you're going to beat them.
Carolina has shot just 5 free throws today. 3 out of 5.
And look at Jake and Jamison. Oh, they're going toe-to-toe in there.
Bosco has to be careful. He has 3 fouls. Coda the handoff to Jamison. He missed a short one. And the rebound down to Hardnett. Connecticut with a chance for the lead.
This is a patience trip now. Run your set. You can always settle late. Jai's going to have to show on any pick and roll now. They blitz it.
Hamilton missed a 3. Williams the rebound. Long kick ahead. Great play by Carter to Jamison.
He's got it all. What a big. Just about stayed his hand a half a second. The big guys run the floor. They catch everything.
Just when you think this tournament can't get any better, it does. Elamine missed a 3. They had Williams ahead of the field, but Coda decided not to try it. Williams, 3 on its way, no good. Rebound, Jamison.
You can't just check him out. You got to go up for it.
Timeout, Connecticut.
Well, if Carter doesn't beat you, you got the problem on the weak side. We're talking about how they cover that block, Sean. Elevate, knock it down. 12 time.
Recently, we heard about this one Saturn owner who was taking a trip cross-country.
Look at my Saturn. I think I hit a rock. You check out with the car. Really? That's weird.
And every couple 100 miles or so, he'd stop in with a little problem.
Could have been a cactus with rolling. It may have been a prairie dog.
Only he didn't realize all of our service facilities are linked up to a nationwide network of computers that provide us with important information about each and every Saturn. And in some cases, their owners.
I'll tell you, I love the way this looks and feels. It's just like an expensive carpet. It's beautiful. This is it. This is my baby, my secret. It's a no-brainer. I mow it, I water it, and throw down Scott's Turf Builder. Keeps it nice and green, and nice and plush all summer long. I want my house to look great, and the lawn plays a key part of it. My wife's in charge of the gardens, and she puts responsibility of the lawns on me. Not competitive, but I can't screw up. I recommend Scotch to my neighbors all the time.
Don't worry. I won't be long.
Oh, okay.
Hey, buddy. Over here in petites.
Whoa. Have a Bud Light. This is awesome. We love shopping.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Computers, they're like a tutor. They help you learn. Guess what I want to look up today? Spiders. Do you like spiders? We looked in ancient Egypt at their cities. I played chess. Cool, I found a shark. That's gotta hurt. It's cool to be smart.
Monday, it's hip, hip, 2 Rays.
You and the whole show.
Now there's more of Ray to love.
Even dead people love Raven.
2 Rays on one night, CBS Monday.
North Carolina with a 5-point lead, led by Antoine Jamison, who has just posted his 5th straight double-double, and what a play this was by Carter.
Well, you need courage and talent. Courage to make the pass. How about the catch, the delivery, and the big guy getting the puppies and attacking the tin with authority. What a pair of hands on Carter. Ooh.
Big sequence a moment ago. Connecticut down 1, had a chance for the lead for the first time since midway through the first half. Hamilton missed the 3. And North Carolina connected twice to push the lead back to 5 with just under 4 minutes remaining.
Looking for Jake on the box.
They go into Boston, traveling.
Now that's one of those plays where was he shoved into the travel? I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of banging that went on. Not a bad idea, though. Go to the box, get to the free throw line. Now they need a stop.
Williams gives it to Coda. Jai, Jamison, and Carter for North Carolina.
Little reverse and get himself inside. There's a back screen. Nice takeaway. Oh, look at this. Back cut by Coda on the rookie. You start sniffing for the pill.
Coda fake as if he was going back to the sideline, then immediately changed directions and went back to the bucket, and Bosco had to lay off with 3 fouls. Freeman powers in and scores. The basket Connecticut desperately needed. Now down by 5 with 3 minutes left.
Great shot selection.
Interesting 2 trips in a row. Connecticut went to Bosco one time and Freeman the other.
Well, the outside game's being played beautifully. They blitzed the pick and roll. Denied Elamine the ball.
Coda fouled on a reach in by Elamine. And now he has 4. 5 team fouls on UConn. And not yet the bonus. Tonight on CBS, it all begins with Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, followed by the Magnificent 7. And it's Walker, Texas Ranger, all coming up tonight here on CBS.
He won't be out for long. Elamine takes the blow.
Replaced by Monquencio Hardnett. Ricky Moore will likely be running the offense when they go back in that direction. Fresh 35 on the clock for Carolina, and they'll take advantage.
Now, this is a key little play defensively for Bosco because Jameson's very active. He's got good footwork, and he can avoid the contact.
They're laying off Coda. Shot clock now at 10. Williams missed the 3. Freeman tipped the rebound to Hardnett. And he gives to Moore. Elamine heads back to the scorer's table to check back in with 2 minutes left.
Try and get Hamilton on track a little bit. Cody's got him. They got a good screen here.
Hamilton.
Oh, he's really not himself. Not the pure strike. And look at the run out.
Coda to Williams. In traffic, he's fouled. And he's the best free throw shooter in the ACC.
They know when to step on it and then back it off. Take advantage of your numbers.
CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Points in the paint. It continues to be dominated by North Carolina. Get all your tournament teams sortable stats at cbs.sportsline.com. Shammond Williams. First free throw of the game is made by Williams. He's now made 20 free throws in a row. Pam Williams, Shammond's mother. No reason to agonize when he's at the line. He's 90.8% for the year.
Mark it down. Unerring. Good foot speed, too. The little pull-up jumper. What an understanding of the game. They got to use quick hitters now, and Carolina's got to force them to use some clock.
Heels by 7. Approaching a minute and a half remaining.
Nice head. Look at this help. They double. Nice kick, but unfortunately, better do.
Coda ahead to Williams. Timeout, Connecticut. And time is running out on the Huskies. Down by 9 with a minute 21 remaining. Couple of key situations down the stretch here, Bill, when they went to Hamilton for threes, and you can just tell he's running on empty.
And you can just see the great presence defensively there. Trying to feed the post. They did not lead the guy. They were unfortunately telegraphing the pass. Not a good possession. And the little run out ensues.
Each team called for 6. They'll be 1-1 on the next foul each way. Connecticut with just one full timeout left, and the arrow working in the Tar Heels' favor as well. They're inching closer to their 5th Final Four in the 90s. It'll be the first time they've made it in an even-numbered year if they win this game. Elamine, it's a long 3. Carter the rebound.
They will only test, and they'll back it out unless it was a layup. Bill Guthridge tells Ed Coda, run some clock. They're going to have to give it. They have to give. Well, now all that time they get, don't. Well, they can say it's off Jake. 13 to go.
Can they afford to
They're going to stop the clock.
Run the shot clock all the way down? Shouldn't they be fouled?
Yeah, I would have fouled out at half court here. Stop the clock. Take your chances.
20-second timeout called by Carolina with 49.5 seconds left. The first time that anybody other than Gene Smith has coached North Carolina in an NCAA tournament since 1959. And Bill Guthridge is very close now to going to the Final Four in his first year as head coach. Tomorrow on CBS, the ultimate road to the Final Four show starting at 1 Eastern with Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Dean Smith. They'll have all the buzzer beaters for you from this tournament. Must be a long show. 2:30, the regional final doubleheaders. Coverage begins at 2:30. The tip time at 2:40 for Rhode and Stanford. Then Kentucky and Duke at 5. From St. Petersburg, taking you right up to 60 minutes on CBS.
As exciting a year as I can remember, Sean. Now they get the quicker. They figure they might foul him on that inbound. They got to push, get a quickie, gamble, and foul on the inbound.
Hamilton nearly stripped by Williams, and Carter blocked the shot. Jai came up with a loose ball.
And Boswell tried to give the foul. This guy, well, you got to foul him. You have no choice.
Jones fouls Williams. He's having the best free throw shooting season in North Carolina history. And it's a 1-1 now.
Well, he'll enjoy his tea as he did with Bill Guthridge in his homeland. Oh, well, Dean saw him
together. It might be in San Antonio.
Dean saw him pretty well, wouldn't you say? Some talented performers with great direction. Not a bad combo.
Shammond Williams has 15 points. 2 out of 2 from the line today. Those free throws a moment ago. The executive producer of CBS Sports is Terry Ewert. The coordinating producer of NCAA basketball, Bob Degas. Today's game produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Mike Arnold. The coordinating producers of the Road to the Final Four are Eric Mann, David Winter, and Vin DeVito. The Road to the Final Four directed by Bob Mattina. The associate director of tonight's game was Sean Robbins. The broadcast associate, the incomparable Fred Johnson.
Without him, we wouldn't have made it. Connecticut, a lot of surges, never got over that.
We let Elamine have the layup with 26 and change remaining. Connecticut down 9. It will be a full timeout. The last for Connecticut.
Everything he can do.
He's the real thing.
And everything he is.
This kid is heaven sent.
He owes to the man.
Go strong anyway. Show me what you got.
He can't forgive.
Hello, son.
Denzel Washington.
Everything you got from me, boy.
In the story of the father.
God forgives. When will you? Never.
The son.
You just like everybody else. I ain't like everybody else. Everybody else ain't your father.
And the holy game.
You guys are unbelievable.
He got game. He got game. A Spike Lee joint rated R. Starts May 1st in theaters everywhere.
What's the #1 ranked minivan by car and driver? Montana from Pontiac. It's the rugged minivan that can really get along.
That ball's around here somewhere.
Life is more exciting in Montana by Pontiac.
You exercise.
Absolutely.
You eat right.
Every day.
With your high cholesterol, aren't you afraid of a first heart attack?
Why do you think I eat right and exercise?
Still, that might not be enough to prevent a first heart attack.
That won't happen to me. Won't happen to me.
But it can, because if you have high cholesterol, you could be at risk of a first heart attack.
Well, what else can I do?
Talk to your doctor about Provocol now. Lots of medications can lower cholesterol, but with Provocol, there's more. Provocol lowers cholesterol and is the only drug of its kind proven to help prevent a first heart attack.
So it can really help control my risk?
Yes, in fact, Provocol can reduce the risk up to 1/3. Provocol, when used together with diet and exercise, has been prescribed for millions. It's not for people with liver problems or women who are pregnant or nursing or may become pregnant. Your doctor may do blood tests to check your liver function because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Provocol. For information, ask your doctor or call us. Provocol, proven to reduce the risk of a first heart attack up to 1/3.
This May, welcome back into the family. Mario Puzo's The Last Dawn 2 coming to CBS this May.
Connecticut down by 9 and out of timeouts with 26.6 seconds remaining. Another agonizing moment for Pat Calhoun, Coach Calhoun's wife of more than 30 years.
They've had a great career at Northeastern in Connecticut. Jimmy and Jeff alongside her, but it is gut time, huh? And Carolina checked their inners and came out positive.
Quick steal or a quick foul. And they get it to Shammond Williams. And they have to foul. Freeman wrapped him up. Second foul on Freeman. 8-team foul, so still 1-1. North Carolina about to head to its 14th Final Four, which will tie them with UCLA for the most Final Four appearances by any school. Earlier today, Utah got to the Final Four for the first time under Rick Majerus, and it was the Elite Eight that had been the stumbling block. And tonight, it seems Jim Calhoun will not get past this stumbling block, as Connecticut will be denied the Elite Eight for the 4th time and for the 3rd time under Coach Calhoun.
Now the tradition so rich at Carolina, the talent level extraordinary over the years, the coaching impeccable, and yet UConn, I thought, despite Hamilton, Richard not having an A game, hung tough, mentally composed. I think the second half they got right after it. And I'm sure the disappointment, and it shouldn't negate the great success that he's had in that program under his tutelage.
Well, they've won a total of 4 NCAA games at the University of Connecticut before Jim Calhoun arrived. They've won 14 since he arrived. 5 Big East titles. But this will remain the one major challenge still ahead for the Huskies. Jameson, the exclamation point.
Well, the excitement builds.
Elamine, the lay-in. Connecticut cannot stop the clock. Carolina returns to the Final Four. The bracket for San Antonio. The matchup set with North Carolina and Utah next Saturday in the national semifinals. The other half of the San Antonio bracket to be determined tomorrow. The Chevrolet players of the game, Colin Elamine, another outstanding performance with 24 points, and Anton Jameson with his 5th straight double-double. Antoine had 20 points and 11 rebounds. Final score, North Carolina 75, Connecticut 64. For Andrea Joyce and Bill Raftery, Sean McDonough saying so long from Greensboro. For now, we'll rejoin Greg Gumbel right after this.
People have been asking how we put so many new capabilities into the Pentium 2 processor, like the ability to run software that lets you enhance photos, watch smooth full-screen DVD movies on your PC, and play games in lifelike 3D. Well, as you can see, it's all very technical.
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, good over.
Come on. Oh, good. Oh, that's battery.
No matter what my customers drive, they depend on AC Delco batteries. They last up to 30% longer.
I'm sure they do. Just give me the generic equivalent, okay?
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
I admit it. I don't like to take risks. That's why a Merrill Lynch Protected Growth investment is right for my IRA. In effect, I'm investing in the stock market, but I get the earning potential of a rising market without risking all my principal, even if stocks decline dramatically. My Merrill Lynch financial consultant.
Rhode Island, number 3, Stanford. After that title game, the title game in the South. Number 2, Kentucky against top-seeded Duke. That's tomorrow here on CBS. North Carolina, a winner. Let's return you to Greensboro and join Bill Raftery live. Bill.
Greg, thank you very much. Bill, obviously a jubilation in this camp, but how did you do so much with not a deep bench all year?
Well, we didn't have any injuries, and we have a great group of young men that really deserve this.
You've been with Dean for many years. How does this fit in with all those great triumphs when the coach was with you?
Well, every Final Four team's been great, and a lot of the ones that weren't, too. But I'm so happy for these guys because they've worked so hard from day one.
Did you guys believe you could do it?
Yes, sir. We thought all year that we had the opportunity to go to the Final Four, but we had to go out and execute each and every day. We had to become a better team, and we've been able to do that. We're very happy with the situation that we're in right now.
Congratulations. You've overcome a sense of humor as well. Congratulations, Bill. All right, Greg Gumbel, back to you.
All right, Bill, thanks very much. You know, only 5.5 minutes to play. UConn trailed by 1, and then were outscored by North Carolina 16-6 the rest of the way. You just said it a while ago, Coach. They put in a good, solid game.
They did, and certainly Connecticut was a tremendous competitor, I thought, throughout. I was impressed with them. Congratulations to the North Carolina team. And obviously, it has 2 more now.
Clark, you talk about a model of consistency. That's been Antoine Jameson, hasn't it?
It has been 5 straight double-doubles. He has another one tonight. They dominated points in the paint. But I've got one